Have any of you ever been forced to wear a school uniform but didn't want to? Or have been allowed to dress down but would prefer to wear a school uniform? Well, I'm inviting you to consider the pros and cons of wearing a school uniform, being required to wear school uniforms. I have researched many pros and cons from very credible sources and from primary sources from students in my school and from students in other schools about being required to wear school uniforms. So in this speech, I will discuss the pros and cons of students being required to wear school uniforms in high school. One benefit of wearing a school uniform is it keeps students focused on their education and not other things like their clothes or what everyone else is wearing. This will help students learn more, which is the main point of school, and this will make students more successful and be a higher graduation rate at schools. Another benefit is that school uniforms reduce bullying. Students in school often get talked about for what clothes they wear when they're allowed to dress down, but if students wear school uniforms, then everyone will be wearing the same thing, so they won't have to worry about getting bullied for that, and that's one less thing that the administration has to worry about, so then that's less bullying, and that's better education. And this will raise the students' self-esteem, and it will build their confidence, and it will improve their education. However, although there are many benefits to wear school uniforms, there are also many disadvantages and reasons why it's looked down upon. School uniforms have been seen as a disadvantage. One reason is because they do not allow students to fully express themselves. If students have to wear school uniforms, then everyone feels the same and feel like as if they blend in, as if they aren't important. This will lead to students feeling incompetent and not feeling important in life. This restricts students from being who they really are, and it doesn't let them show their true colors and make friends, and they might be lonely. Another reason is school uniforms are disliked by majority of the students, and this can lead to chaos in the school. Cause, as you know, guys, like, and even our school, students protest for things, and if students have to wear school uniforms and they really don't want to, then they're focused on fighting for what they want instead of learning, instead of getting their education. They're focused on getting no uniforms more than anything else. Now I have a video that highlights some more pros and cons of wearing school uniforms. So that highlighted a few different reasons for why students should or should not wear school uniforms. Like it's maybe expensive and it may put stress on their parents. They have to worry about their kids having clothes. Now I want to ask you a few questions about this topic. Do you believe that school uniforms keep students focused on learning and reduce bullying?
Yes, I feel like I personally support school uniforms because it's hard waking up every day and figuring out what you want to wear. It's cool every once in a while, like, oh, no uniform day every Friday or something. But every day, it's just like stressful. And it does reduce bullying because when you're all wearing the same thing, they can't really pick on nothing really, but like maybe your shoes. And like it also increases like inappropriate clothes that students may wear, like maybe half shirts and booty shorts or stuff like that, or with violence with graphic stuff on their shirts and stuff like that.
I was gonna say what she said in the sort of end. Although it may reduce bullying, I don't think it's gonna eliminate it. So when I was in elementary school, we wore uniforms, but you found other ways to sort of represent yourselves, and then that became the source of bullying. So like you had a certain pair of shoes on. When I was a kid, you had certain colored ribbons, or like there was like other ways that people that kids would find to bully you. So I do think it reduces the chances, but I don't know that it altogether eliminates the chances. The frequency of bullying.
Okay. When I was in grade school, people used to like pick on girls with like you could tell they wore the same shirt every day, like the same uniform shirt, because they had like the same stain in the same spot. So it would just be like it's heartbreaking, but I mean it didn't eliminate the bullying like she said, but it did take away from most of it. But people still got bullied.
So altogether, it seems like you guys think school uniforms reduce bullying, but doesn't eliminate it. Okay. So I have another question. Do you believe that school uniforms reject students the right to fully express themselves and takes their focus off of education? Go ahead, John.
Well, in the society we live in, most things we do is standardized. Like our tests we take to get into college, like when we used to take OGTs, I don't know what it's called now, and all those stuff. So I feel like just making all the students uniformed by wearing uniforms is just another way that we are being standardized and being placed on the same playing field. And I don't think, like, since we already have to go through so many things of being placed on the same playing field, I think, like, we can at least have the right to be creative in what we wear and how we dress.
Go ahead.
I mean, I agree because wearing uniforms does take away from like students like creativity and like how they want to project themselves, and it's just like holding them down, like holding them back. But also, being out of uniform every day can be distracting because people just be trying to like pay attention to how they look, see if they look cute or something. So I mean, yeah.
It had this
I feel personally like uniforms are good because basically like being on the same playing field is a good thing because you don't face favoritism based on stereotypes or based on the rich and the poor if you all have on the same thing. So like you wouldn't feel like, oh, they're getting favoritism because they have like they're richer and they have more classy clothes than me who just in like rags. So like basically I feel like it puts everybody in a position of equality and it gives everyone the basically like a base to like come up from there and basically like have everyone in the same place.
Anyone else? Okay, so as you can see, there are many conflicting viewpoints about being required to wear school uniforms, but both sides of the argument should be considered. All in all, there are many pros and cons to wearing school uniforms, and the arguments for one side are just as strong as the other. In closing, I have a quote. Harrell's distinctive uniform is not simply an exercise in conformity, but a connection to the rich history of the school and a symbol of its distinguished community. These elements make people feel that they belong to something bigger than themselves. Thank you.